Okay, so now we're going to add our player. Our player is going to be a very simple object, and I'm going to start him right here. So start off with, I'm going to move the camera over. So I'm going to go right click on the camera, move him to about there. I'm going to go to the top view, move him back, and something like that. Get him in the middle of the alleyway there. All right, 0. That's starting to look pretty good. All right, so now we'll go back to 7 maybe to get, all right, let's do 1. All right, so I'll scroll in, and somewhere in about here we're going to add a player. Now a player is going to be a cube with a monkey on top of it. All right, so we know which way we're facing. So I'm going to go here, add mesh cube, and wherever he went to, it looks about right there. Bring him over, pull him up. Okay, and he's way back there. All right, and let's go back to 0. Okay, so he is pretty big. A couple of things we can do. Let's just shrink him down. So we'll do S and shrink him down like that. And let's see when he, okay, there's about where he hits the ground. So we'll just leave him there. All right, now the camera, I'm going to pull back a bit so we're on the y-axis, G, Y, but I want to see the bottom of the cube there. All right, right select the cube again and Control A and change. I'm going to do rotation and scale. The Y direction will be very important in a minute when we start to move him. Let's give him a different color so everything else is red and green. Let's try blue or something like that. So we'll go over here to softer blue color. Okay, now I'm going to click usually the next object will follow that positioning there. So now I'm going to go add mesh and monkey. And there she is, actually it's a girl. I'm going to go smooth, and now I'm going to do RZ 180 because she is facing that way. That is okay. Now again, it's way too big, so we're going to go S, scale it down, Z, and I'm going to pull it back a bit, GY. Now to see if we're anywhere close, let's go to 7 on the number pad to go to top view, and I can scroll. Okay, so that looks okay. Now how do I move it side to side? The shift scroll moves it up and down like this, and the control scroll moves it this way. So if you want to move the screen around, you can do that. So control scroll, left, right, shift scroll with the mouse up and down. Okay, I would say he looks pretty good there. Okay, and we'll make him again like the golden brown color that we've done. Okay, let's go back to the 1 view. Now what we want to do is we want to have the use the monkey face just to show us which direction is straight ahead, which is going to be the Y direction to start with. Okay, we want that to be picked up by the cube. So we're going to parent the monkey to the cube, and cube will be the what we actually use to move around. Now because we're in the game engine, well we should be, go up here, Blender Game. Okay, I'm going to go over here to the this one I want to have as no collision. I don't want it to have any sort of colliding effect with this object. Okay, then I'm going to right click on the cube, and this one wants to be dynamic, not rigid body. And the collision bounds is a box. Now that object, that round circle, is the collision bounds of it. Okay, so this is the radius of that. I'm going to click down till it gets to be about the size of the cube, something like about there. Just basically the size. All right, now to parent one to the other, I right click on this object first, shift right click on the parent object, which is the cube here, then do Control P. Whoops, come over here. Make sure that is on the screen. Control P, parent to object. So now when I move the cube, the monkey has to go with me. So right now the monkey is just along for a ride. Okay, now as you see here from the top view, Y is the forward direction. That becomes important because that Y direction is going to be used as a local variable. So no matter which way we turn the monkey, that will be Y for the monkey. There's a global Y of the whole project that Y is always going the direction it is now. That's global. We can make it local by Y becomes local for the monkey whichever way the monkey is facing. Alright, let's go to the logic panel. So make sure we have the, and I'm going to go over here. So the cube is the player. I'm going to rename him, and we can rename the other ones afterwards. And now the this is Suzanne, and I'm just going to leave her name as Suzanne. There, we're back with monkey. Alright, so I'm going to pull this up. Going to change, whoops, get out of the way. Going to change this to the logic editor, and then so you can see it, control up arrow, make it nice and large. Okay. Discovered something the other day as I was working. These had disappeared, the properties. So you can go down here and you can go view properties and make sure that they are, so I turned it off, turned it on, so the properties are there, and we will probably need those later on. Right now we're going to go to for keyboard. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to have 4 actuators, so we'll put them in right off the bat. Motions, 1, 2 motions, 3 motions, and 4 motions. Alright, the first one is move forward. Move forward, and I'm moving forward for me with the up arrow. Some of you will like the WASD, that's fine. You can use that just by, again, by selecting that and using the arrow that you, or selecting the key you want. Going over to here, and we're going to use linear velocity. I'm going to start off with 5. Okay, and so he is now going to move in the Y direction at a speed of 5 pixels per frame. Okay, but I have to now click this local, meaning that Y is local to whichever way he is facing. So as he turns and he goes to left or right, that becomes the new Y direction. He will always be moving forward with the up arrow, facing whichever direction he is becomes the Y, as long as I have the local selected. Alright, this one is going to be reverse. Okay, and we'll use the down arrow or letter of your choice. Go over here. Now if you're smart and you've got 5 going towards the Y, this is going to be -5, but once again select that. Okay, and we can now click those arrows to make them smaller. Okay, this is going to be turn left, and we'll use the left arrow. Okay, link them up, and we're using the rotation here, rotation on Z, and left goes 1 degree. Actually, I'm going to do 0.5, 0.5, to give you a little bit more chance to get used to it. You can turn it up higher if you want later on. And then this is going to be turn right, and it'll be the right key, right arrow, link it up, and again this will be -0.5. Alright, let's see if I've got all my directions going the right way. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to go to the 0 for the camera view. Okay, now in order for the camera to follow the player, we again parent it. So I'm going to right click on the camera, shift right click on the player, control P, and it's now parented. So the camera will now follow the player. Let's hit P and try it. Moving Okay, going slowly. I get to the end here. I'm going to hit the, all right, and again, I'm inside the wall. So we can fix that by moving the camera up in a minute. All right, so let's see what happens when the camera hits the wall, or the object there. He's blocked by the wall because he is set up to do that with the, all right, now let's see if we can tilt the camera just a bit. So I'm going to do RX. All right, and we want to tilt the camera down, and then we want to pull them up, GZ. Okay, so we can get them up above and still see what things are going on here. Okay, and then the light needs to follow him as well. So we got a couple of choices. I'm going to turn this one to the sun. That will make everything brighter. And I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go Shift D and GX. Bring that guy over here. GZ, bring him down. Alright, and then we'll go GY. Okay, let's go to the top view, 7. Alright, and we'll, now you can see which way it's facing, so I'm going to do RZ. And I'm going to face him that way. Now that's probably going to be too bright. So I'm going to turn him down to somewhere in there, 650. Let's go back to 0. Alright, and now if we hit play, now you can definitely see better. Okay. I could now change the rotation of the camera just to be able to see a bit better. So I'm still going to lose view of him a little bit. So we got a couple of choices. We can make him bigger. All right, let's see if we can. All right, we'll go Control Z, take that back. Click the camera, we'll go GZ, take him up, GY, take him back. All right, now let's do RX. Okay, and again GZ. So you just got to keep playing with it. All right, what do we get now? If we go P, so we can see him, what happens when we get to the end. Little bit invisible. So you could keep playing with it, but that's getting better. Okay. Yeah, there are different ways of getting that camera in, but that's pretty close for right now. So let's see if you can get that far for part 2.